Now we'll start reading about June 2020. Question 1 to 50 question. We'll start first. Okay, first question. In the developmental stage of reading, when the child becomes aware of the ways in which letters are combined leading to distinct sounds, ठीक है, it refers to as orthographic stage. इसको orthographic stage कहा जाता है. Which of the following mentioned inclusive education is to integrate the handicapped with general community at all levels as equal partners to prepare them for normal growth and to enable them to face life with courage and confidence? National Policy of Education 1986. ये था नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ एजुकेशन 1986 में. Third, सर्व शिक्षा अभियान SSA adopted which of the following zero rejection policy? In United Nations Convention as the Right of Persons with Disability UNCRPD report, the right to education has been distinguished in which article? Article 24. Right to education UNCRPD के हिसाब से right to education in article 24. Okay, then fifth number, for education of CWS and children with special needs, the concept of inclusive education as laid down in SSA was based upon multi-option model. ठीक है. 6. Which of the following open educational resource comes under the ambit of Indian initiatives? वो है ई ज्ञान कोश. And 7th number, an inquiry oriented activity in which the information comes from resources on the internet optimally supplemented with video conferencing is called web quest. 8. When teaching learning material is introduced offline so that learning can access the content anytime before the class starts and can write down their question or problems which can be asked during the classroom is called फ्लिप्ड क्लासरूम. इसको समझ में आया कि नहीं? एंड टीचिंग लर्निंग मटेरियल्स इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन ऑफलाइन मतलब जो पढ़ते हैं बुक्स में, सो दैट लर्नर्स कैन एसेस द कंटेंट एनी टाइम बिफोर द क्लास स्टार्ट होने से पहले वो एसेस कर सकते हैं, मतलब पढ़ सकते हैं. एंड कैन राइट डाउन देयर क्वेश्चंस, अपना क्वेश्चंस लिख सकते हैं और प्रॉब्लम्स विच कैन बी आस्क्ड ड्यूरिंग द क्लासरूम इज कॉल्ड फ्लिप्ड क्लासरूम. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट देखते हैं 9 to 21 है. WBL स्टैंड्स फॉर, WBL का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? वेब बेस्ड लर्निंग. WBL मतलब वेब बेस्ड लर्निंग. देन है फॉर ए ग्रुप ऑफ एडल्ट लर्नर्स ए ट्रेनर provides information to enable them to understand the information for indicating acceptability or non-acceptability of their responses. दिस विल बी टेक्निकली कॉल्ड, इसको क्या कहा जाता है? इसको कहा जाता है फीडबैक ऑफ द गिवन रेस्पॉन्स. फॉर ए ग्रुप ऑफ एडल्ट लर्नर्स ए ट्रेनर प्रोवाइड्स इंफॉर्मेशन टू एनेबल देम टू अंडरस्टैंड द इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर इंडिकेटिंग एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी और नॉन एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी ऑफ their response. This will technically called providing feedback of the given response. 11. Who has proposed that organizations shall eliminate the need of quality control after the process? किसने कहा था ये? पोकायुक ने. Which of the following statements represents the rational underlying span of control? One can make a small group of people to work effectively. The main limitation of ब्यूरोक्रेटिक मैनेजमेंट, मेन लिमिटेशन क्या है ब्यूरोक्रेटिक मैनेजमेंट का? वो है वर्क प्रोसीजर गेट थवर्डेड. Which of the following is best suited for assessment of social skills? सोशल स्किल्स को एसेस करने के लिए कौन सा बेस्ट सुटेड टेक्निक है? वो है rubrics. Which among the following is best suited for assessment of social skills? वो है rubrics. Then which during the course of teaching a teacher very often uses probing questions to clarify students ideas and concepts? मैं this may be linked with which of the following assessment procedures? वो है फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट प्रोसीजर. क्लास चल रहा है उसके बीच बीच में वो क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं ना सर, उसको बोलते हैं फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट. Automated unconscious mastery of activities and related skills at strategic levels with reference to classification of objectives of learning in the psychomotor domain proposed by R. H. Dev means naturalization. 17. Who of the following developed the concept of behavior shaping through the use of principle of successive approximation? Yes, Ginanagata. Which of the following schemes have been subsumed in Samagra Shiksha or SSA, RMSA and TE? Which type of Habermas is useful way to explore knowledge and its impact on student engagement? Knowledge constitutive interest theory. What are the three concepts of knowledge proposed by Deng and Luke? Disciplinary, practical and experimental. Which of the following institute is directly responsible for the professional growth of school teachers in India? NCERT. प्रोफेशनल ग्रोथ ऑफ स्कूल टीचर्स के साथ डायरेक्टली मतलब लिंक कौन है? NCERT. which method of the qualitative research focuses on language and meaning that are given to text? that are given to यहाँ पे है देखो, that are given to text for the purpose of creating and shaping knowledge and behavior. So, discourse analysis. Given below is a summary of ANOVA of 4 groups of students tested in a research project. ठीक है, between groups SS sum of squares, degree of freedom, mean sum of squares सब दिया गया है within groups में दिया है, between groups में दिया है. What will be the value of f for the above data? इस f मतलब न्यूमरेटर बाय डिनोमिनेटर करते हैं नहीं, 23.33 by 7.62. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ f ऑफ द above डाटा जो है मीन सम ऑफ स्क्वायर जो दिया गया उसका आंसर होगा 23.33 by 7.62. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट 24. ए टीचर फाइंड्स दैट द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ स्कोर्स फॉर ए सेल्फ मेड टेस्ट इज पॉजिटिवली स्क्यूड. What inference he should make about the difficulty level of this test? The test is difficult. A university teacher has conducted a survey of achievement of students in chemistry through a self-made test. The distribution of scores has been studied in terms of mean and standard deviation for a sample of 100 students. The results are as follows. मीन इज इक्वल टू 50 दिया गया है, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन 10 दिया गया है, एन दिया है 100. एज्यूमिंग दैट द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ स्कोर्स इज नॉर्मल, व्हाट विल बी द परसेंटाइल रैंक ऑफ ए स्टूडेंट हुज स्कोर इज 60? वो होगा 84. फॉर्मूला के हिसाब से किया गया है. द ऑब्जर्वेशन what the curriculum neglects is a important as what it advocates for is related to which of the following types of curriculum? Null curriculum. What the curriculum neglects is an important as what is advocate for is null curriculum. Which of the following approaches to curriculum objectives provide scope for meeting the self actualization needs? Humanistic aesthetic approach. The congruence contingency model of curriculum evaluations was developed by Robert Streck. Which of the following dimensions of curriculum design focuses on relatedness of various aspects of curriculum articulation? Empathetic understanding of the client's problem is reached in which type of counseling? Person-centered humanistic approach dominated counseling. A student has graduated from a university. He wants help in making the choice of stream of education. The type of guidance to be put in place for such a case will be called educational guidance. Who among the following behaviorist theorists of learning advocated the role of cognitive and moral concept? E.C. Tolman. The techniques in respect of human learning context advocated by Carl Rogers were given the caption दिया गया है, देखते हैं तो इधर देखते हैं. Caption self-initiated learning. Developing brand and enhancing marketing is emphasized by signal theory. Then the essential components of a budget are income and expenditure. The right to free and compulsory education at primary education system level is ensured by the Constitution of India. Right to free and compulsory education in primary section is by Article 21 2002. Establishment of diet was result of one of the recommendations of National Policy of Education 1986. The recommendation to reduce the burden of school bags was given by Yaspal Committee, who among the following contributed the book entitled Savitri, a legend and a symbol, Sri Aurobindo. In Sankhya philosophy, evolution is considered to be teleological process. Which school of Western philosophy endorsed the following metaphysical assertions: since the universe exists independent of us and it is governed by laws over which we have little control, it is necessary to know certain definite things about this universe in order to adapt to it realism. According to NCF 2005, the silent guiding principles of curriculum development include connecting knowledge to life outside the school, ensuring that the learning shifts away from rote methods, then enriching curriculum beyond textbooks, interfering with medical model of disability नहीं है, focusing on the dominant culture ये भी नहीं है. Which of the following condition of disabilities have been identified according to the Persons with Disability Act 1995? Blindness and low vision, then hearing impairment, then mental retardation and mental illness. Autism and specific learning disabilities नहीं है. Creative Commons licensing allows the users to use the educational context, remix the educational context, and redistribute the educational context. Which of the following statements exemplify the characteristic features of linear programmed style of instructional technology? Small step presentation, active responding, and immediacy of feedback. Then the implementations of constructivist theory for instructional design is reflected through which the following statements given below दिया गया है. Instructional design should promote participatory approaches leading to creation of meaning given process, and instructional design should provide scope for challenging learning context and proactive moves. Which of the following are the types of mobile application? Mobile application: native, mobile web, and hybrid. Immigrants नहीं है. Which of the following have been identified as performance indicators for assessment and accreditation of institution by NAC? देखिए, फर्स्ट है curriculum aspects, then research, innovations and extensions, then governance, leadership and management, then होगा institutional values and best practices. Election of students नहीं होगा. For describing teaching as a profession, which of the following statements are most appropriate? अच्छा, teaching as a profession. Long or short duration of training has effect on making teaching skill representative. A well-defined performance standard facilitates professionals' acquisition, then an organized body of knowledge brings sophistication in a profession. Last 50 question. Which of the following are precise related criteria of the teacher evaluation? Teachers personality pattern and motivational disposition, then होगा social competence and self esteem of टीचर. 51 से 100 नेक्स्ट देखेंगे. ठीक है.